From Breaking Bad to breaking news, our nation loves to put a spotlight on the world of drugs, and it's easy to see why. The grandiose image of an underground world that hides within our day-to-day lives, or the scene of a once thriving neighborhood devastated by addiction makes for great fictional storytelling. Back in the real world, news organizations and documentarians create content about the inner workings of an illegal multi-billion-dollar business and the devastation their products caused in order to fill the public's demand on this very topic. The topic of drugs is so prevalent in our day-to-day lives that even our politicians can't help but use it as the basis for a campaign promise. Now, the spotlight has been recently shifted to a new drug, fentanyl. And deep in the heart of Southern California, there is a working-class community that wants more than just a spotlight on fentanyl. They want a solution. It's a region that has already been plagued by a previous drug crisis and desperately wants to avoid another. Unfortunately, it seems that the community has already been flooded by a wave of fentanyl.
I will tell you, living in certain areas like I have, like Los Angeles and different parts of the IE, if you walk around and ask the right person, you'll find it for sure.
The Inland Empire, or IE for short, is the catch-all name for the working-class cities nestled between Los Angeles and San Diego. Nicknamed the meth capital of the world, this Southern California location has always been notorious for its high volume of drug activity. Now, it's been infected by America's newest drug epidemic, and it's bringing back dark memories of the past.
So in 2016, we had 2 fentanyl-related deaths, and then it's basically doubled every year. I think in 2017, it went to 25. 2018, it went to a little over 50. Then in 2019, it went over 100. 2020, it was 250.
And in 2021, the second year of the pandemic, that number grew to 402, a 42% increase in just 1 year. Depending on who you ask, opinions of how the root of this problem came to be will differ, whether it's recovering drug addicts who have a first-hand experience of the reality of this synthetic opioid.
I think it's the availability of it. It's literally everywhere. I mean, you'll see it laced in cocaine, marijuana. I don't mean to mention other drugs, but it's because it's in literally everything at this point. It's so cheap to produce, and I mean, it's you could say it's in the air because you can go down the street and get it.
Public and behavioral health service officials who understand the root causes of addiction.
But oftentimes the root cause of addiction is trauma, which is, unhealed pain, like unhealed internal pain.
Bereaved parents who lost a loved one.
Put it this way, Ann Milgram, the DEA administrator, a couple of months ago during a news conference, pointed out that Snapchat and other online platforms were able to control, child sex trafficking, child pornography, and everything else. They're able to deal with that. Why can't they deal with people distributing narcotics?
Or the local politicians who represent victims' families.
These drug dealers are just getting off scot-free. I mean, it's as though they're selling some, benign drug out there, and they are just not. And parents are finding their children, dead in their bed in the morning when they get a checkup on them or wake them up for school.
Despite the difference in opinion of the problem's origin, everybody in the community wants to find an answer. Our team, consisting of Jennifer Vasquez, Will L.G. Stevens, Tim Nacy, and Daniel Hernandez, have interviewed individuals across the Inland Empire to find the answer to 3 simple questions. How does the Inland Empire's history with drugs open the door for this new epidemic? What does fentanyl do to a person who consumes it? And what solution does this working class community have when fentanyl is running rampant in its empire? From Riverside City College Viewpoints, in partnership with the California Humanities through the Democracy and Informed Citizen Emerging Journalist Fellowship Program, I'm Daniel Hernandez, and this is Fentanyl Empire, the Inland Empire's latest drug crisis. Check back on July 1st, 2022 for all 3 episodes in our series on the past, the present, and the possible future of the fentanyl epidemic here in the IE.